If you're on a GLP-1 medication and you're noticing that your face is looking deflated and aged, your hair is thinning in the shower, or your muscles are shrinking despite resistance training, there's one peptide that actually addresses all three of these issues simultaneously. And that peptide is called GHK-Copper. And here's what makes it critical for GLP-1 users specifically. These three problems, they don't happen gradually over decades like normal aging. They happen in freaking months. Ozempic face typically shows up around month 4 to 6. Hair loss can kick in around month 3 to 4. And studies show 25% to 40% of your weight loss on GLP-1s is muscle, not fat. Now, that's not good long term. This peptide is part of the solution, but you need a complete protection framework, the nutrition strategy, the supplementation, the resistance training protocols, the timing, and that's what I'm gonna give you guys today, the comprehensive protocol. Hi, I'm Dr. Jones DC, and I coach thousands of patients on GLP-1s through optimization strategies at our nationwide telemedicine clinic. And this passion of mine comes from my own 100-pound weight loss journey using intermittent fasting and eventually GLP-1 microdosing protocols. And now I work with my medical practitioners, helping people like you maximize your GLP-1 results while protecting against side effects that nobody warns you about. I've been using GHK-Copper myself for the past 6 months. I started about 2 milligrams every day, originally for shoulder recovery from training, specifically volleyball, but then within 4 weeks, I noticed something unexpected. My skin texture improved significantly, better elasticity, more even tone, and that's when I dug into the research and discovered why this peptide is so freaking powerful for GLP-1 users, specifically even non-GLP-1. And so today I'm gonna give you the complete solution framework for all three protection areas, because the peptide is just one piece. So let me break down what's actually happening to your body when you're taking these medications, because understanding the mechanism is the only way to really begin to prevent the damage. Problem number one, Ozempic face. You see the clinical pattern that I see consistently. The patients come in, they're excited about their weight loss, they've lost 30, 40, 50 pounds, but around month 4 to month 6, they start noticing something in the mirror. Their face is looking deflated, gaunt, sagging jawline, deeper smile lines around the mouth. And then someone at work says, hey, you look tired. Are you feeling okay? Here's what's actually happening. You can be losing fat, say at 1 to 3 pounds per week, especially in the early months, but that collagen remodeling typically takes 8 to 12 weeks to catch up, with some improvements visible as early as 4 to 6 weeks. But your facial fat pads, they're disappearing faster than your skin can actually adapt. And here's the part that most people miss. The GLP-1 appetite suppression means that you're in a massive calorie deficit. Your body isn't prioritizing collagen production. It's in survival mode. Skin maintenance, that's a luxury. So you finally lose weight, but now you look 10 years older. Problem number two, hair loss. Susan is a teacher, 42 years old. She'd been on semaglutide for about 4 months when she texts us panicking. My hair is freaking falling out in clumps. I'm finding it all over my pillow, in the shower drain, and I can't keep doing this. Like, hair loss can cause massive detriment to a woman's health, even men's too as well. So what was happening to Susan? She was only getting about 40 grams of protein a day because the medication was killing her appetite. By second period, she was exhausted. She couldn't focus on grading papers. And her hair, it was literally starving out. This is called telogen effluvium, and that's a medical term for when your hair follicles prematurely shift from the growing phase into resting phase. Basically, your hair stops growing and starts falling out. The timeline, 3 to 4 months after starting your GLP-1s. When we really look at the mechanisms behind this, this is going to happen with any sort of rapid weight loss. This isn't your GLP-1's fault, but your body interprets the rapid weight loss as a stressor and it shuts down non-essential functions. Hair growth, non-essential. Plus the nutritional deficiencies, because you're not hitting your protein targets, you're deficient in biotin, iron, zinc, the exact building blocks that your hair needs. If you don't address it, you're looking at 9 to 12 months of shedding. And recovery can take up to 6 to 12 months or longer without intervention. And then finally, problem number 3, muscle wasting. Jessica, 43, mother of 2, stood in the doctor's office staring at her DEXA scan printout. That's a gold standard test for measuring exactly how much fat versus how much muscle you have. She lost 35 pounds on Wegovy over 8 months. She should have been celebrating, but the numbers told a different story. Total weight loss, 35 pounds, fat loss, 20 pounds, muscle loss 15. This is not good. We ended up telling her that you almost lost as much muscle as fat. That's 750 calories of metabolic capacity gone. That's why you plateaued. And Jessica felt this in her stomach. She'd been training 3 times per week. She thought she was doing everything right. Studies show 25 to 40% of your GLP-1 weight loss is lean mass. Every pound of muscle you lose, that's 50 calories per day of metabolism just gone forever, unless you rebuild it. So Jessica lost 15 pounds of muscle, 750 calories per day that her body was no longer burning those calories. Now she has two options. She can increase her dose, which means more muscle loss, or stop the medication and regain her weight because her metabolism has slowed down. See, this is the trap that many of you are in right now. And it's completely preventable. Now, if you're realizing that you need a complete prevention protocol for one, two, or all three of these issues, not just the peptide, but the protein targets, the supplement timing, the training program, we offer discovery calls where our patient advocates can create a personalized plan. You can either text the number on the screen or check the link in the description if you want to explore that. But first, let me show you what makes GHK-Copper the only peptide that protects all three systems at once. So how does one peptide protect your face, your hair, and your muscles all at the same time? It comes down to 4 foundational mechanisms that work across multiple tissue types. Mechanism number 1, gene modulation at scale. Researchers at the Broad Institute discovered that GHK-Copper modulates 31.2% of the human genome. Over 4,000 genes affected. It upregulated genes for collagen synthesis, DNA repair, and antioxidant defense. It downregulates inflammatory genes. Those markers like NF-kappa B, TNF-alpha, and interleukin-6, these signal your body to stay inflamed, and most peptides target one thing, BBC157, great for gut issues, TB500, repairing acute injuries. But GHK-Copper, it's orchestrating tissue repair at a freaking genetic level across multiple systems. And that's why one peptide, this particular one, can act on your skin, your hair, and your muscles simultaneously. Second mechanism, it's anti-inflammatory powerhouse. GHK-Copper reduces systemic inflammation, not just in one joint tissue type, but it reduces TNF-alpha, interleukin-6 markers throughout your entire body. Chronic inflammation is one of the root causes of accelerated aging. Skin breakdown, hair follicle damage, slower recovery. GHK-Copper addresses this systemically. This is what I first experienced with my shoulder. The inflammation resolution wasn't dramatic overnight, but within 3 to 4 months, that chronic tightness that had been there for months, it started resolving. Mechanism number 3, stem cell activation. Studies show that GHK-Copper increases integrin and P63. Now, those are biological markers that actually signal your body to create new stem cells. It creates new follicle stem cells in the hair. It supports regeneration in multiple tissue types. This doesn't just slow down aging, it promotes actual regeneration. And then finally, mechanism number 4, collagen synthesis acceleration. This is big. GHK-Copper directly influences the gene expression for collagen formation. It increases type 1 collagen for that structural support, type 3 collagen for the basement membranes, and then type 7 for skin elasticity. It also increases elastin, so your skin doesn't just get thicker, but it actually can get more supple. Your body already knows how to build collagen, strengthen hair follicles, and recover from training. GHK-Copper is the signal that tells it to do so. And when you're on a GLP-1 medication in a massive calorie deficit, losing fat at 1 to 3 pounds per week, especially in the early months, your body isn't prioritizing these systems. GHK-Copper restores that signal, but the peptide alone isn't enough. You need the complete framework around it, 5 tiers. The peptide is tier number 1, but without the other 4, you're wasting your time and your money, in my opinion. Okay, so tier number 1, GHK-Copper for prevention. 2 to 3 milligrams daily subcutaneous injection. That means underneath the skin, not in your freaking veins or muscles. This is a long-term protocol, months, not weeks. Critical point here, start this with your GLP-1, not after facial changes are visible. If you're already seeing Ozempic face, you're probably too late. Prevention is key, and it's much more successful than reversal. We recommend working with a healthcare provider who can prescribe and monitor this properly. While GHK-Copper is available through various sources, medical supervision just ensures proper dosing, sourcing, quality, and safety. Tier number 2, collagen support. During appetite suppression, you're gonna need 30 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides daily. Hydrolyzed means they're broken down for better absorption. The GLP-1 challenge, getting it down when you're not hungry. The strategy is there's collagen in your morning coffee when you're fasting, or in a smoothie if you're eating breakfast, because we pushed intermittent fasting in a lot of our patients. So when you break your fast, you also need about 1 gram of vitamin C. This is non-negotiable because this is gonna support collagen synthesis. Also glycine, which you can get from bone broth or gelatin supplements. Those are gonna be a great add-on. Tier 3, protein floor strategy. Minimum 130 to 150 grams of protein for most users. That's about a gram of protein per pound of target body weight. Remember Susan? She was at 40 grams. Complete disaster for her hair, muscle, and collagen. See, collagen supplements don't replace protein. You need both. Distribute this across 3 to 4 meals in your eating windows. Tier 4, topical enhancement. GHK Copper Topical Cream works synergistically with the injection. You can apply it to the face or to your neck nightly. Hyaluronic acid for hydration and retinoids like tretinoin in the evening for additional collagen stimulation. Now stack these for maximum effect. Tier 5, lifestyle protection. UV protection is massive, so I do recommend using sunblock if you're really trying to enhance your skin. This is my favorite sunblock right here because your skin is vulnerable to collagen turnover. Excessive UV exposure works against everything that you're doing. This is my favorite sunblock because it's the only mineral one. I'm a big fan of mineral sunblocks that doesn't leave that freaking white residue. And I'm on camera every day, so this is a big deal. Hydration, hydration, hydration. About half of your body weight in ounces per water. Quality of sleep, 7 to 9 hours, quality. Most people will notice initial skin texture improvements within 4 to 6 weeks, with more substantial collagen remodeling by 8 to 12 weeks. Start this framework with your GLP-1s, prevent Ozempic face entirely. Wait until month 6 and you're looking at 4 to 6 months of reversal work, if you're lucky, if you even can reverse it. Now, separate from this 5-tier system is the most important understanding that steady weight loss is vitally important for preventing Ozempic face. This is why I strongly recommend that you shoot for a conservative weight loss rate, 0.5 to 1% of your body weight. So if you're about a 200-pound person, I only want you losing about 1 to 2 pounds per week. And if you're lifting weights, this is great because that 1 to 2 pounds is primarily fat. It's that protein intake and weight training that protect the muscle mass on your body. And I know you want to lose weight faster, I get it, but if you do this, you are increasing the likelihood of developing loose skin and Ozempic face and gonna make it harder for yourself long term. If this complete collagen protection framework is making you realize that prevention is everything, hit that subscribe button right now because we put out 2 videos per week on GLP-1 optimization and 2 videos per week on peptide strategies where we break down the complete framework. Plus it actually helps out the channel big time. So do me that solid and hit that subscribe button right now. Number 2, protecting your hair. Now let me show you the framework for protecting your hair. Remember Susan, the teacher whose hair was falling out in clumps? Here's what we had to do to fix it. Susan was at 40 grams of protein daily. We had to get her to 150 grams. The GLP-1 reality, this is hard when appetite is so freaking crushed. So the complete framework for hair protection, we're gonna go through the 5 tiers here. So number 1, GHK copper, same thing before, 2 to 3 milligrams injected subcutaneous, that's gonna be into the fat tissue. This actually extends the anagen phase. That's the active growth phase when your hair is actually growing, not resting or falling out. It creates new follicle stem cells, but it must be combined with proper nutrition or it probably won't work. Tier 2 protein strategy, and this is important when your appetite is suppressed. Remember we said about a gram per pound of target body weight, so that's about 130 grams for most of you. Susan's protocol, 150 grams of protein distributed across 4 small meals. Protein shakes when solid food was impossible, Greek yogurt, whole eggs, chicken thighs because we want that fat as well, dense protein sources. And then she supplemented when necessary. Biotin about 5 to 10 milligrams per day, zinc about 15 to 30 milligrams, and about 2 to 3 grams per day of high quality fish oil. Get your ferritin checked as well. That's your blood levels of total iron because when it's low, that means that your hair doesn't have enough iron to grow properly. Tier 3, topical hair strategy. So 5% minoxidil has good research behind it. This works through a different pathway than your GHK copper, so you can actually stack them together for synergistic effects. Scalp massages, 5 minutes daily. This will increase blood flow to the hair follicles, and red light therapy. There's emerging evidence for follicle stimulation. Though research is still developing on this, you have nothing to lose with red light therapy. This not only helps your hair growth, but this helps your entire body. Prevention is everything. The main reason hair loss is happening is due to a stress response from rapid weight loss. So as we stressed earlier, shoot for a more conservative weight loss rate. Start this protocol at month number 1 on your GLP-1s. Don't wait until shedding starts at month 3 or 4. Susan's timeline after we started the complete protocol, shedding stopped by week 8. Baby hair started growing at her temples by month 4 and hair back to 85-90% of her pre-GLP-1 density by month number 6. Start this protocol early, minimal shedding. Wait like Susan did, 4 to 6 months minimum to recover, sometimes longer. Now, if you want me to make a complete video dedicated specifically to GLP-1 hair loss, covering the exact supplement stack, the topical protocols, how we adjust if you're already shedding, and the month-by-month recovery timeline, drop a comment below and I'll create that deep dive video if there's enough interest in this. Quick note, I actually have a pretty thorough skincare routine myself. My fiance got me into this and I kind of obsess over anything I get into. If you want me to make a deep dive into that as well, where I break down my personal skincare routine, which includes tretinoin, the vitamin C, the GHK copper topicals, and everything else that I do for skin optimization, let me know in the comments as well if you think that'll be helpful for you. This is a deep skincare routine that works for ladies and men as well. Let me show you the final framework here for muscle prevention. Remember Jessica, the mother who lost 15 pounds of muscle on her DEXA scan? Jessica needed to rebuild. She was at about 40 grams of protein daily. Just like Susan, her training was solid 3 times per week, but without the nutrition foundation, the training was worthless. Let me give you the complete muscle protection framework. Tier 1, GHK copper for recovery, same dosing schedule, 2 to 3 milligrams per day, subcutaneous injection. Now let me be clear, this is not a muscle building peptide like growth hormone peptides or testosterone therapy. What it does though is it supports recovery, reduces inflammation, and accelerates tissue repair. I noticed my soreness drop from 4 to 5 days down to 2 to 3 days. Faster recovery means more frequent training, which means better results. Now tier 2, protein. You're probably getting tired of me saying this, so I'm gonna be quick. About 1 gram per pound of target body weight. That's about 130 to 150 grams of protein for most women, and for most men, closer to 150 to 160. This is your floor, not optional. Jessica went from 40 grams to 150, distributed across 4 meals. Post-workout, 30 to 40 grams of protein, and we added leucine. That's a specific amino acid that tells your muscles to start rebuilding. It's like flipping the growth switch. Without adequate protein, GHK copper can't rebuild muscle. The peptide provides the signal, but the protein provides the building blocks. Tier 3, resistance training. During your GLP-1s, minimum 3 times per week. Progressive overload is critical here. You have to challenge your muscles consistently. Compound movements are priority. Think squats, deadlifts, presses, rows, movements that recruit multiple muscle groups. Weight training without progression equals muscle decline over time. Jessica's program was a 3 full body routine weekly where she went into progressive weight increases. Tier 4, creatine, the most studied supplement, 5 grams daily, no loading phases needed, keep it simple, creatine monohydrate. The benefits include muscle preservation, strength, performance, and cognitive support. Excellent safety profile backed by thousands of studies. And then finally, tier 5, the flow protocol integration. This is the foundational protocol that we use to help patients lose weight safely, strategic therapeutic long fasting windows instead of daily calorie deficit. You have to understand the mechanism here. Those long therapeutic fasting windows, they cause growth hormone surges 5-fold during the long fasting rounds. That growth hormone is muscle protective during those calorie deficits. GHK copper plus growth hormone boosts from flow protocols is a synergistic strategy for body recomposition improvements. Jessica's complete protocol, we put her on weekly 48-hour fast with GHK copper continuing throughout the week, 150 grams of protein on feeding days. She was lifting weights 3 times per week. She ended up gaining 8 pounds of muscle while losing another 10 pounds of fat over a 6-month period. Scale didn't change much, but her body completely transforms. This represents one of our patients' outcomes with a complete protocol, showing what's possible with the right approach. Tier 6, recovery optimization. You gotta sleep 7 to 9 hours, high quality sleep. That's when repair happens and growth hormone releases naturally. Stress management. Cortisol is catabolic to muscle. That means it breaks down muscle tissue instead of rebuilding it. High cortisol literally eats away at your muscles. Active recovery on and off days. Walking, light movement, improved circulation without adding training stress. Here's what patients in our clinic see. When they follow this complete framework on their GLP-1 medications, they maintain muscle or even build it while losing fat. The flow fasting piece is what makes this possible because growth hormone during the fast protects muscle, protein on feeding days helps to rebuild it, and GHK copper accelerates the recovery between sessions. This is how you avoid Jessica's initial trap. This is how you lose fat without sacrificing your metabolism. Now, if you want me to make a video breaking down our complete muscle building program for GLP-1 patients, the exact training protocols, the periodization strategies, the recovery adjustments, and how we integrate flow fasting for simultaneous fat loss and muscle gain, drop a comment below and let me know if that'll be helpful to you and I can make a video breaking the whole thing down, how we integrate that complete framework. So the framework is simple. In the morning, GHK copper injection, again, 2 to 3 milligrams, collagen peptides, 30 grams, vitamin C, about 1 gram per day, high protein breakfast. If you are eating breakfast, 40 to 50 grams throughout the day, each meal. Hit your protein targets, about 130 to 150 across the day. Hydration, about half of your body weight in ounces per water. You can add biotin, zinc, and omega fatty acids. Creatine, 5 grams per day. Post-workout protein, about 30 to 40 grams of protein. Add the leucine. Topical GHK copper cream on your face and neck. Retinoids and hyaluronic acid in the evening. Weekly resistance training, 3 times minimum. Weekly flow fasting. Daily scalp massage, 5 minutes non-negotiable. And get your butt into some high quality sleep and protect your face against UV rays with some high quality sunblock. The cost reality, about $180 to $305 per month. Compare that to freaking plastic surgery for Ozempic face, or hair loss transplants, or metabolic damage from muscle loss. Prevention is so much cheaper. I need to be transparent here. There are no studies specifically testing GHK copper for Ozempic face or GLP-1 induced side effects. 0. But what we do have is decades of quality wound healing research, human trials of collagen peptides showing up to 35% wrinkle reduction, and GHK copper studies demonstrating skin texture improvements, hair follicle stem cell studies, gene modulation data affecting 4,000 genes, anti-inflammatory research, and our clinical observation from thousands of GLP-1 patients. I'm extrapolating from mechanisms and clinical experience here, not from specific GLP-1 trials, but the patient outcomes, consistent, repeatable, and dramatic. That's why we use it. That's why we recommend it with our patients. And I wanted you to know the evidence landscape so that you can make the best decision for you. Remember, prevention is easier, faster, and cheaper than reversal. If you're starting a GLP-1 or you're in your first few months, implement the complete GHK copper prevention framework now. Don't wait until month 4 when the damage is already visible. If you're already on a GLP-1 and you're watching your face deflate, your hair thin out, or your muscles shrink, and you're realizing that you need the complete protection protocol, not just the GHK copper, but the protein optimization, the supplement timing, the resistance training, the flow fasting integration, the right dosing, sourcing, and for your situation, that's what we help patients with every single day. You can either text the number on the screen or click that link to book your free discovery call where you can speak to my patient advocates. They can go over your history, what's going on, and make a recommendation for you with what it's like to work with me, my coaches, my medical team, and you can decide if that's right for you. If you're really trying to sink into these peptide protocol videos, check out this video right there where I break down the 6 most powerful peptides that we use most often in our practice. We'll see you guys later.